What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Let's Play Mass Effect Andromeda.
I know that look. The others bent your ear, did they?
Something like that?
You get used to it. Just focus on being a Pathfinder. Can't argue with results, though they'll try. Anyway, welcome to Militia HQ. Excuse the mess. This office fields militia work, Nexus security, and looking for the Turian Ark.
What's the word on the Turian Ark?
Scattered readings. Some indicate the Natanus was destroyed, others that people are alive. Who knows? If you need anything, come see me, even if it's just a vent.
What about the militia's uses?
It's rough out there. I might need backup, if you can spare the people.
I have strike teams specializing in assault and extraction. If you need serious firepower, my Apex teams have you covered. In fact, I could give you authority to dispatch them. It'll cut down their response time.
Thank you.
Our current ops are on the terminal. See if there's anything that could use a shot where it counts.
What about the Ket?
What do you know about the enemies we've encountered? The Ket.
We usually see them on worlds with those alien structures. The Ket don't take kindly to anyone studying them. Not sure why. They don't talk to us. Every time we cross paths, there's a fight or they take prisoners.
Why? What do they want?
No one knows. But I've seen their weaponry and what they do to those prisoners. I want them a long, long way from the Nexus.
And the Turian welfare.
Are the other Turians managing okay?
So. We're not good at sitting around in a crisis. Service before self gets drummed into us at boot camp. That's probably why so many of us are in the militia. We like to earn our citizenship, whatever galaxy we're in. But it's hard to focus with our arc missing.
Your role on the Nexus.
You talk like you weren't part of the leadership. How did you end up commanding the militia?
I was escorting a prospecting team on some moon when those Ket found us. They penned us like cattle for experiments. I managed to get loose, snatched a gun, and freed the others. By the time we killed the bastards and headed back to warn the Nexus, everyone looked at me like I was in charge.
That sounds familiar.
The militia grew from there. Funny, once the heat is on, all kinds of people rise to the top.
Coming to Andromeda.
What brought you out here to Andromeda?
I was tired of being the good one.
The good one?
The Kandros family is old military. There were expectations, you know? Then my sister became a sculptor and cousin Irene went pirate on Omega. Everyone was proud that I stayed in service. But I kept wondering, when do I get my adventure? Jen Garson's dream was so grand, so gutsy, I had to be part of it.
Let's check out this table over
Hi,
here.
Kandros. Duty calls.
You and me both, Pathfinder.
Now, I believe we have access to this terminal, strike team missions.
This console reports on the militia's current strike team missions, Pathfinder. Please speak with Tyrion Kandros for authorization to participate.
Okay. Speak to Kandros on the Nexus or via the Tempest VidCon.
That's the console for our strike teams.
What are they?
Assault and extraction squads. When we need the best, I have Apex, combat experts who've signed up to defend us. Since you have a front row view of the cluster, I can give you authority to dispatch them.
Dispatch them for what?
What situations should they handle?
Protecting civilian outposts, holding key positions, or just distracting the Ket. Authorization complete. Good luck out there.
Okay, let's check out the strike missions, if they're available. Ooh, we have quite a bit. Determine enemy strength. Strike teams can be sent on missions to support the Andromeda initiative. If they succeed, they'll earn XP and Ryder will gain a reward. If they fail, they'll earn only a small amount of XP and no special reward. Apex is the most elite strike team in the cluster and handle critical missions. Select a mission and press space to send Apex. Your program will be automatically saved before multiplayer is launched. You will then play the role of an Apex operative in a small squad. Play Apex missions in multiplayer, either with friends or through public matchmaking, to earn strike rewards for Ryder and additional bonuses. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if this is all multiplayer. How do we get out of this? These missions are currently available for your strike team. Select a mission. The icon describes the difficulty of the mission. Read the description for each mission, its time limit to attempt the mission, the reward for successfully completing the mission, and any mission traits or properties. So we have determine enemy strength. It will take about 6 hours. Oh, it expires too. It's going to take 2 hours and 48 minutes. Hostile forces appear to be planning an attack, but it may be a feint to distract us. Harry their defenses and get an accurate estimation of their strength. It's a mission, nighttime mission, outlaw, bribe attempt, 5 mission funds. And we're going to get some loot and material. Disrupt enemy communications, disrupt enemy movements. Eliminate supply ships and investigate unknown signal. I think we want to determine enemy strength before we do anything. And I believe we only have one strike team X-ray. 25% chance of success. That is not very much at all. And it's going to take 2 hours and 48 minutes. We have a data pad here. Apex status, Lieutenant. Based on the support 16C, it seems we're no closer to gaining a foothold in any sector. Without decent recon and greater intel on this enemy, I'm starting to think our efforts are futile. The risks involved in continuous loss of resources and lives makes it hard to justify. With morale this low, we need to scale down expectations. Again, Chondros.
What am I going to do? It's not right. It's not fair.
What's wrong?
Oh my, you're... So it's true. A Pathfinder has found us. There's hope at last. Maybe you could help. You're impartial. This whole thing has gotten so political. My husband, he's locked up and slated for exile for a crime he didn't commit.
What was the crime?
What exactly was he convicted of?
They don't exile you for petty theft. Well, maybe this bunch would. They say it's murder. They're calling him the first murderer in Andromeda, but the dead man was his friend. He wouldn't have... There are witnesses and evidence, but it's all circumstantial. At worst, it was an accident. His name is Nilken Rensis. He could give you the details if you were willing to speak with him. Please.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd be happy to.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure the jailer will allow you a visit. Please, tell Nilken I love him.
Okay, the first murderer of Andromeda. I'm also looking for panels still. There's probably more around here. I wonder if this is a panel. Oh, we already got it, I think. We have the militia office. Doesn't look like there's really anything we can do. New operations discovered. And Liam.
Pathfinder, no time for our beer yet. This place is a mess. Security is... let's call it strained.
I can believe it. The Nexus is running on empty.
Not just that. A lot of the exiles were security. Everyone was trained and armed for Frontier. We know Cat are dangerous, and now we have to worry about our people too. No idea where they went, but they left mad.
Let's not write them off.
They were frustrated. If they just wanted to kill, they could have fought to the last here.
Apparently we're the big hope for everyone. Not the Hyperion showing. Just us. I'm with you. It's just... a lot.
We'll get it back to spec.
As long as the Nexus is here, as long as we're here, we have a job to do.
Double down crisis mode. I can do that. We can do that. Ready and willing, Pathfinder. Notice the handoff.
See what else is up here, scouting the area.
Porous tissue.
Professor Herrick.
I still reckon.
You must be the Pathfinder. Wonderful. You and your Sam are exactly what we need.
Thanks, Mr...
Professor Herrick, my colleagues and I will work with your Sam and the data you gather to solve Andromeda's scientific mysteries.
What are your specialties?
What fields do you study?
Eric's into life sciences. I do planetary geology, oceanography, rocks and runoff. Aradana's the space and math whiz.
Not that we've had much to study, with everyone cooped up for 14 months.
But your data on the Scourge flows like poetry. Now we can better advise on repairing the damage it caused.
And maybe Addison will give us a real workspace. Who can think with all this racket?
Pathfinder, we've had some trouble.
Anything I can help with?
Perhaps. I discharged an away team to get readings from a section of the Scourge that was behaving anomalously. They haven't reported in for some time, and sensors can't locate their shuttle. I sent them out there. Good, dedicated people. I fear what might have happened to them.
Let's stay focused.
Your work is important. Don't lose sight of that. When I'm out there, I'll see if I can find them.
Their friends and family will want to know what's happened, and I need to know.
Disembarkation procedures for Hyperion are on hold. Please await further instructions.
We have security footage. I'm not going to worry about this just yet. We have damage control. Containers. Looks like we got a lot of armor and equipment.
We are working on accessing more power from the Hyperion. All non-relevant repair requests are currently on hold until power coupling is complete.
And finally, heading back to finally check out this weapons vendor, or the arms merchant. Okay, so right now, this is what the vendor has. And it looks fairly expensive. We don't have money for anything, but we could sell some salvage. Sell at a merchant for credits. Let's sell. I wonder what the best way to do this is. Probably going down would be much easier. We have initiative armor. I don't think I'm going to sell this yet. We have a Viper 1 and a Viper 1. Let's sell one of these. Coolant cells. Sell at a merchant. Oh, here we go. Sell all salvage. And then confirm the trade. We're going to only gain 1,680 credits. Not bad, though. Okay, so now we have a variety of new items. Not new items, but equipment. Let us go into our inventory. Take a look at our mods, our assault rifle mods. And I believe we can have up to 2 at once on one weapon. Either assault rifle accuracy or more penetration and more distance. I think we're going to try to go for the scope first. I don't want to destroy this at all. What if codex, skills, not available, game. It's most likely in our inventory, though I'm not aware. It's most, maybe consumables or research. Let's unlock armor blueprints. And we actually need quite a bit of resources, is what it looks like. We have consumables, incendiary ammo, overdrive pack, immediately reloads all weapons, recharges all powers, and temporarily boosts accuracy and damage. And we have shield capacitors. Boosts maximum shields, restores current shielding to the new maximum. The boost lasts until shields are broken. Let's take a look at our new chest pieces. We are practically the same, no matter what we do. I could deconstruct, giving us a lot of resources. And that might actually be our best option. Let's look at our melee. We are never going to be using the Omni Blade. And we can't deconstruct this. I would like to attach some of these mods, though I'm not aware how. What if I went into Assault Rifle, clicked on the Avenger, view details, and I'm not too sure. Anyway, is there anything we can really purchase? Any better? I would like this it's a shotgun, but it's ultra rare. What about this rare assault rifle? Don't want the Omni Blade. I might want to get a Viper, but we already have the Viper one. Let's compare with our current assault rifle as well. That doesn't make sense, because I'm positive we have an assault rifle. Okay, so it looks like we do a lot more damage but there's less rate of fire, less maximum ammo, and less weight. I think we're going to buy it anyway, seeing as they do a lot more damage. Confirm our trade. Press OK. And now, what we want to do is finally equip our new weapon. Does a heck of a lot more damage. Obviously, less fire rate. I'm assuming there's more accuracy. Less accuracy as well. A little bit more weight. And max ammo has gone way, way down. But that should be fine. Let's equip this somehow. I guess you gotta do it when you're in a combat fight, I guess. Is there anything else we can do? We do have a panel here.
Scanning power junction relays. This panel is malfunctioning. Without more data, I cannot determine if this is a normal malfunction or sabotage.
I'll just disable power to the panel until Raj can check it out.
Okay. I'm sure we'll find more panels later. We can investigate the militia site and investigate Pathfinder HQ site. The militia site should be right over here. Currently looking for anything out of the ordinary. Don't really see it, though, assuming this is it. We also have the ability to go down. Haven't necessarily been here yet, as far as I'm concerned. Here's Cora.
Hey there.
You okay? Those guys really grilled you. And Addison. First Pathfinder they've seen in over a year. All she can do is question your competence?
Her reactions are understandable.
She understands the stakes. If I fail,
You won't.
let's hope not.
You won't. That's the end of it. I worked out logistics with Director Tan. They're giving us a ship and crew. He said their best is taking care of it.
I still need to head back to the Ark and check in with Sam.
Sounds good. While you're there, maybe see how your sister's doing.
Now, I believe this heads back to the Ark, which I don't want to do just yet. I wish there was a map I could look at, and there might actually be. Not that I know of. Can I press M for a map? I can. Haha. Okay, we are now looking for the militia site, which was obviously here. We have Kesh's office. We could go upstairs to Colonial Affairs. Tan's office. It's not actually that big, but there are multiple levels. Oh, here we are. Our map is right in the middle. And then we have a basement that we were just in. Pathfinder headquarters. Looks like it's not available just yet, I guess. We've already spoken to Tan.
Ryder, you have my condolences for your father.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know him very well, although I understand he played a key role in planning the initiative. I'm sure he'd be concerned that we still have several arcs missing.
Any idea where they went?
Nothing certain, but tens of thousands of colonists are unaccounted for. It paints the initiative in an unflattering light. Did you have some other business?
Let's talk about the missing arcs.
Any more information you can give me on the missing arcs?
No, and that is the distressing part. The Asari, Turian, and Solarian arcs are completely unaccounted for. If they had the same problems with the Scourge that we did, I fear the worst. Should you find any clues, please investigate. Without the other arcs, the promise of the initiative can never be fulfilled.
Let's talk about planet viability. I'm pretty sure we did most of this.
What do I need to consider in making a planet viable?
Assuming the planet supports life, an outpost is critical. People like a roof over their heads, and you'll want to eliminate any hostile threats. Whether that's the cat or other terrors lurking in Helios, colonists being murdered on sight can be discouraging. Also, scouting and mapping terrain is a priority for any Pathfinder. And don't forget forward stations. You'll want those.
What can you tell me about forward stations?
I was afraid you'd ask. It's mostly what the engineers tell me. A forward station allows mining, equipment repairs, and resupply for field teams. I mean, who wouldn't want that? But seeing as how every colonization effort has failed, it's just theory at the moment. You get to test it out, Ryder.
Alright, finally, Nexus troubles.
It sounds like the Nexus has had a rough time of it.
Publicly, I would say we're more than up for the challenge. Privately, I can tell you, it's been a disaster. The Scourge killed hundreds, many of them our senior leadership. Even the founder of the initiative, Gian Garson, is dead.
How did Jean Garson die?
With the rest of the leadership, when the Nexus hit the Scourge, a large wing of stasis pods was destroyed. They were killed instantly. These people traveled 600 years and died before they even woke up. Jean Garson never glimpsed Helios. She never saw her vision realized.
Kendris mentioned something about hitting the Scourge. How did it play out?
Criminal elements took advantage of the emergency and preyed on people's fears. An uprising followed. We had no choice but to turn to the Krogan to deal with them. They crushed the mutiny and the criminals were banished. Exiles, we call them. I doubt we've heard the last of them. They're led by an outlaw, Sloane Kelly. She used to be one of ours.
Who is this Sloane Kelly?
She was head of security on the Nexus. She opposed the uprising at first, but eventually turned traitor and joined them. Misguided sympathy for the plight of the common citizen? Nonsense. They posed a direct threat to our existence.
Wonder where the Krogan are.
There don't seem to be many Krogan around.
Good riddance. The Krogan demanded a greater say in political matters. The last place you want them involved. Their muscle, nothing more. Good for fighting and lifting heavy objects. When they didn't get what they wanted, they left.
Why don't you like the Krogan?
It's common knowledge that they are a violent, ignorant species. Long ago, they waged nuclear war on one another. Their planet was decimated. My people tried to uplift them, but the Krogan could never tame their worst instincts. What if they bring their tempers to Andromeda? We'll all be dead.
Let's look at Tan's role.
As director of the initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If the others would allow me, they don't see me as the rightful successor.
So how does anything get done?
In theory, Kesh handles the Nexus's physical operations, Kandros runs the militia, and Addison manages colonial affairs. I oversee all of it. In practice, we argue, debate, and yell at each other until a decision is made. If we're lucky. It is maddening.
Why the doubt?
What's their problem with you?
I am not Gian Garson. Our founder was charismatic, eccentric, larger than life. Traits I cannot hope to mimic. She and her inner circle perished in the Scourge, some at the hands of the Exiles, some never made it out of stasis. I was deputy assistant for revenue management. Then all 7 leaders above me died. I was next in line for the role.
Oh boy.
So, you're an accountant?
Don't let that fool you. We are all capable of more than we know. When I was young, I was fascinated by the idea of exploring space. Life had its detours and I went a different direction. Then I heard about the initiative and saw my chance to try the path not taken. While I may not be setting foot on new worlds, my authority can ensure that you do.
Right. Sorry.
And I think we're done for now. We're gonna skip the Andromeda. Well, we'll just... Whoops.
As director of the initiative, are you in charge around here or what?
If
Awkward.
the others would allow me, they don't see me as the rightful successor.
Let's go with the Andromeda initiative. It doesn't look like we clicked it.
What more can you tell me about the initiative?
It represents the greatest migration ever attempted. No one had ventured beyond the Milky Way before. We've all left home in search of freedom, fortune, perhaps a new beginning. We are the bravest souls each species has to offer. I hope the Nexus will serve as the seat of government for us all.
What do you know about the early days of the Initiative?
As most everyone knows, Jean Garson's vision made it happen. She was an entrepreneur on Earth. Wealthy. Young for a human. Garson had the idea for the Initiative in the early 2170s, I believe. Many thought leaving the Milky Way was impossible. But she persevered. And as with most great ideas, the doubters were wrong.
Motivations for coming?
Why do you think most people came?
There are thousands of reasons, one for every colonist here. What does any pilgrim seek? Usually, happiness. Finding the thing that eludes them, the thing to fulfill them. While we cannot promise they will find it, we can facilitate the search.
It looks like a melting pot around here.
The Nexus is home to several initiative species. Many came ahead of the Arcs. The hope is that this station will one day serve as the governing body in Andromeda. Though I'm not sure what they were thinking, lumping Krogan into the mix. As a Solarian, my kind tend to have a low opinion of them. Nothing I've seen here has changed that.
And I think we are done, so goodbye.
That's all. Thanks for your time.
I'm happy to help. You will find our futures depend on each other's success. Good luck.
So now that we've gotten to know the Nexus, let's see what else we can do. I think we're going to head back to speak to Sam.
Engineering report. Hyperion power draw is now at 100%.
Pressing our journal. We have priority ops. We have quite a few quests. Allies and relations, missing arcs. Helios assignments. Investigate the militia site. Investigate Pathfinder HQ site. Don't think we could do any of these yet. Additional tasks. The missing science vessel. And obviously our completed missions. Let's go into priority ops and speak with Sam on the Hyperion. Alright, that was pretty quick. Maybe not. Habitation deck. Are we heading towards the Hyperion? I believe we are. See if there's anything exciting around here. Let's see how our sister's doing. Maybe she's still in here.
Hi there. I'm Jean Garson, founder of the Andromeda Initiative. I'm here to welcome you to a whole new galaxy. The good news is, the hard part's over. We're here. If you have any questions now, just ask.
We'll worry about this later. And I guess we'll just make our way over to see Sam. Operations or habitation deck. Oh, I get it. So we can go to multiple areas, I think. Well, obviously that's the goal, but I figured there would be a menu, but I guess the menu is in front of me. Not sure we've been here yet. Still looking for those panels. Discovered the SAM node.
Hello, Scott. Welcome back to Sam Node. I've adjusted my connection to your implant. The headache you experienced before shouldn't reoccur.
Yeah, what was that about? You said we need to discuss something confidential.
You should know certain facts before you leave on your expedition. It seemed best we speak alone.
Wonder why the secrecy.
I don't understand the need for secrecy.
Your father felt it was for the best.
What was he trying to hide?
My true capabilities. Alec overrode the implant safety protocols. It allows me unrestricted access to the Pathfinder's physiology.
And that's me now.
And only you. I can act as a force multiplier, dramatically enhancing your motor and neural skills when required. Alec called them profiles. They provide unique tactical augmentation during combat. Your father preferred to keep this fact to himself.
Well, secrecy breeds paranoia.
Keeping things like this secret just makes everyone suspicious. Like you're up to something.
Alec didn't think others would understand. He viewed it as a symbiotic relationship benefiting us both.
What do you get out of this?
Though I'm artificial in design, I am fully sentient, far beyond what even the Initiative understands.
I don't follow. You're an AI. So what's different?
I am a new form of AI, drawing directly from the human experience. Your implant is my window into the world.
I'm still the boss.
But the human's still in charge, right?
Of course. I was never intended to supplant the Pathfinder, only to support and enhance your abilities.
Good to hear. So what's the plan?
I find myself in an unusual position. Though I had access to your father's experiences, there is a gap in my understanding.
How so?
He placed a block on portions of my memory array.
Why?
Perhaps so when you asked me what his plan was, I wouldn't know.
And Dad strikes again.
But not without recourse. The further you explore as a Pathfinder, the more blocks will be removed. Perhaps you should begin in your father's quarters. In the meantime, unless you have more questions, your new ship awaits.
Thanks.
Okay, so before we obviously have our profiles, we could unlock the Soldier, Engineer, Adept, Sentinel, but because we went with Infiltrator before, profiles allow Sam to reconfigure Ryder's implant for superior battlefield performance. Let us select the profile, and it looks like we have different loadouts as far as I'm concerned. That didn't make sense. I'm guessing we could have up to 7 different profiles, maybe? And we probably have 7 different loadouts. Let us now make our way to our new ship. Find a way to recover Sam's memory blocks. Press Y to track.
Pathfinder, Captain Dunn said to seal your father's cabin from anyone but you. It's open now.
Alright, well now that we're in our father's cabin, I am going to go ahead and put a cut in this episode. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you in our next adventure.